Boom. There we go.
We good?
Coffee Chatter show number 17. We're recording, T.
All right. We got our road mics here. We are just making do without the studio. I gotta say, I do miss the studio. I will say, it is quite a bit less work to set up. We just kind of pop it up on YouTube and go here. But we're doing it live chatter radio. We're both stateside right now, and we're making it happen.
Got to make do with what we got. We're a little bit of a janky radio show. We continue to be janky. You know what? I always question if these mics are actually as good as our headphones like these
Yeah,
days.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. So I was going to use my mic, but then I don't think it's any better than my headphones. So
I don't think it is.
no, it's kind of fun to hold it, but
That's the only thing I'm doing is like
I
I'm
know.
holding a mic and people see a mic in my hand. But other than that, I think they're so cheap that I think the headphones are probably better.
I know. I remember when we got these mics the first time for like $70. We're like, yo, these are so sick.
These are so cool. We're so pro now. Like they got like the cover on them. It's like we're gonna be so dialed. And then soon after we realized we need to upgrade.
Remember, we literally used to just sit beside each other at my table in the basement, record on the phone.
That had to be the most janky way I think a podcast has ever been started. I
I
mean, you got
know.
to start somewhere, but that's got to be the most janky.
I agree. So thanks for people filing into the YouTube chat. We're excited for another chat of radio. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. How about World Cup in Verona happening? We got a couple other stuff to go over. Chat some BMX. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. We're not going to be able to accept callers this show, but please type your questions in the YouTube chat, and we'll get to those as well. And next Chatter Radio, we'll hopefully have it all dialed here for the setup for Zoom for people to call in.
Yes, we will. We hope we will. People heard us, dealing with the issues already. Before we get into the show, let's give a shout out to our first sponsor of the show, ProGate Europe. Winning starts with a great gate. We got some big races coming up, and there's going to be some people that are going to be needing some great gates on a ProGate Europe tee.
We're talking great. We're not talking good. Good's not good enough. You need a great gate to win, and yeah, that's what ProGate Europe's all about. They're about
It is all
winning.
about. They're about winning. You guys know that if you track needs a gate, if you want a gate, they have multiple options: single man, barrel gates, straight eight gates. You guys need to hit them up. There's a lot of people out there trying to get gates right now. I think people have been hearing us talk about them, so they're a hot commodity. So you guys need to get your orders in soon.
Get your orders in, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go over the big news. So, rumor was dropped like a week or so ago about how the first World Cup was going to be in Italy on the Stuttgart weekend, and I gotta say, it's pretty cool that it actually is going to go off in Italy because I thought for sure it wasn't going to happen. So, good on the UCI and everyone for scheduling it. And it's crazy. We're like, what, 3 weeks away? A month? Not even 4 weeks away now.
1,
4 weeks away?
2, 3. Yeah,
Not
4 weeks
even
away.
4 weeks. Wow. Yeah, crazy.
So pretty wild that they scheduled it so quickly. It surprised me in a very good way that they actually did come through with that. It's great to see. It's going to be a big couple weeks because there's a Euro Cup the weekend before on Verona as well, followed by the World Cup. So it's going to be pretty action-packed, which is really exciting. I think it's just exciting in general that they're able to have the World Cup again. Everyone's been waiting for this. The amount of people that have
Yeah.
just been, begging them to start racing World Cups again. It's been a lot of us. So to finally have that happen, to see it on the schedule coming up soon, it's exciting.
Dude, about time. Every sport's been going except BMX.
Dude,
It's
honestly though, all these other sports, I feel like I've been doing shit. And we've been sitting around waiting. I mean, luckily in the U.S., we haven't been sitting around waiting. We've been racing. But on the World Tour, that's what we've been sitting around. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say it is somewhat last moment, so it's gonna be a challenge, I think, for all the national teams and everyone to coordinate kind of all the logistics and everything, and make sure you look into everything with Italy and stuff, because like we said, every country's different with the stuff. So by the end of the day, that's a minor price to pay considering everyone's going racing. I think that's all anyone cares about right now.
Yeah, it's true. I think no one's going to be too upset about that, but I have heard some frustration of how soon it is and how to try to prepare for it, just because of the extra logistics involved these days. Like national teams have their own protocols involved for what they have to do safety wise, and then each country has different things they need to have done, like different tests and whatnot. Most people that are traveling have realized that everywhere you go, pretty much, you need a test. You need a PCR
Yeah.
test to go everywhere. The tough part is just getting it so soon to when you travel and fly. Um, but I think everyone has sorted it out. I just sorted out my flights and whatnot and figured out when I need to get my tests and all that done. So stressful
So
shit.
Have you guys gotten any notification from the UCI about it, like any info for national teams or anything like that?
I've heard I've heard nothing. Like the
Yeah.
stuff that I've heard is what literally the post online. Um, and then I'm going to go over there. I'm actually leaving in a couple of days. I'm going over there for a race, and I'm just going to stay there for a few weeks. So I've heard more from the local track telling me like to get COVID tests and whatnot. But I haven't heard anything from the UCI about what their plans are for testing and what that kind of thing.
So you're heading to Italy? Are you heading to Italy?
Yeah, if I can go in there in 2 days, I'm leaving. I'm leaving when this show gets aired. I'm going to be on a plane to Italy. I
Fuck
planned
yeah!
it
You know
yesterday.
what? Fuck yeah, you are.
Like, yeah, of
this
course I
year,
am.
this year you're having is just outrageous. The travel you're doing right now, and I love it. You are just an absolute road dog.
I literally like I can't. I physically can't just stay in a place for more than 2 weeks at a time, and
No.
it's unbelievable.
How is it? How is it? Does it feel busy, or does it feel like you're just along for the ride, or what?
It feels like shit in the sense that it's super busy. It feels like
Mm,
every time I start to get comfortable somewhere, I have to pack my shit up and go. And
yeah.
like I finally got to Florida here, and I've had like not a stressful month, but a busy month that I was like finally like, okay, I'm in Florida. It's not home, but it feels like home because I've been here a lot. I'm at Amanda's place. It feels like home to me. And I was like, I get to stay here for a month, settle down, and get back into training routine. And now it's like World Cup was announced that week. I was talking to the coach. They're like, there's a C1 you can go do. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna
In
make it in
Verona.
time.
In Verona.
It's like an hour outside of Verona,
Okay. Cool.
just a single day, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it in time, blah, blah, blah. And within the week, I was like, yeah, well, I got to try. We're going to go to it. And so it's like, it's stressful that every time I start to get comfortable where I am, I feel like I'm leaving again.
Yeah, but you're in the best place. Like at least in Florida, everything's open and there's races there, and you can like get around and stuff. Like you can't come home. Canada's moving backwards, so like
Yeah,
you literally can't come home because you wouldn't. Yeah, you couldn't do anything.
exactly. Right. So I'm in a good position in that sense. And I definitely don't want to take it for granted. Like, even though I get frustrated with all the travel, you got to just enjoy it. Cause I mean,
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty cool. I've been to Italy before, but I've never been to Verona, and I've never been there with my BMX bike. And so it's going to be a pretty awesome opportunity and
yeah. I went
experience.
I went there with PH and Damien for a week once before in 2016 actually before Papandal train, and then I raced an Italian C1. It's so beautiful. It's really cool. Like make sure you go into the city and walk around and get some food because it's really cool. Best pasta I've ever had in my life. Like not even close. Not even
Awesome.
close. Like the pasta I've had before the pasta I had there, you can't even call pasta anymore.
It's not even real, is it?
No, it is so fucking good. Like the meat is so fresh and the noodles are so like it's just different. It's so fresh. It tastes like nothing we have in North America, I think.
I That has been one thing on my mind that
Yeah.
I am gonna just be so fat after that trip because the amount of carbs I'm gonna take in just gonna be rotating pasta,
You gotta
pizza.
you gotta enjoy it when in Rome, like literally.
When in Rome, like literally, it's
Literally.
all I want to eat there. Yeah.
Yeah. Mitchie asked, first question, why is the UCI running the World Cups if the cases are still high in Europe? You might as well come to Australia again for World Cup. I mean, they gotta go off somewhere. And I think if everyone's safe, I think it'll be fine.
I think so. And I think the thing is, we don't have to. I've realized so. People told me I was corrected. I think soon after our show last week that there's athlete exemptions, so we don't have to quarantine when we
Mm-hmm.
get there. Um, we should be able to get that. And if we went to Australia, we'd all have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and that's just financially not possible for BMX programs. I think
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if the TV crew has to quarantine for 2 weeks.
you got to think you guys get the exemption, or else that would
You'd
suck.
hope, right?
Yeah,
You'd
you know.
hope. I'm not down to do a 10-day hotel quarantine.
No, hell no.
No,
Especially when
I'm
you're
not
somewhere
down.
beautiful, you just want to go outside. Have you guys got notified yet? Like, have you been told about anything?
No, Jay Rich FaceTime me the day you posted on Coffee Chatter. Jay Rich FaceTime me and
Yeah.
asked, he's like, "Have you heard anything?" I was like, "Honestly, the only thing I know about it is the post James posted on Coffee Chatter. That's the extent of my knowledge." I mean, it's come out so soon. Like I would imagine the UCI is probably just trying to get everything in order, and we'll probably get notified of something pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, but yeah, it's going to be a logistic challenge for me because I don't know. I don't know what like with yeah I don't know. I don't know like what you have to do when you get there or all this shit. I don't know.
I think the athlete exemption or any kind of exemption to not quarantine is pretty basic.
Yeah.
Like the letter I got that I have to go there that is supposed to be my exemption letter. One of them So I got one from the C1 and I got one from the Euro Cup too. So I
Yeah.
got two basically. The one from the C1 is just the guy's email saying James Palmer is racing the race. Please exemption from the quarantine. Like,
Awesome.
like you got to tell me that's real. Like somebody could just bullshit that up. So I don't think it's very
No kidding.
difficult, but I'm sure they'll have a better one for the World Cup. Obviously, it'll be a little more official and whatnot. So
Yeah, and it's like if I wanted to come back to the US after Italy before like Colombia, if I end up going to both, um, I so I went on the CDC website. Here's what I don't understand. So I went on the
yeah,
CDC website, and so like Americans are allowed to go to Europe and fly back, obviously, because it's their country. I don't think non-American. It says you can't fly. Like I can't fly from Europe to the US. But then
because you're not American.
Romain did. So I don't
He
really understand.
he also had the exemption though. Like
Got it.
he had to get like an athlete pass. That's the same with like Isaac too. To get into the here, they
Got
had
it.
to get like yeah.
Got it.
Um,
Okay. Because I think if I go to Europe, I can't come back to the US, which I was gonna go back in like the middle of May anyway.
mhm.
But it's just like, yeah, it's just a bit of a headache to do anything right now, which is super annoying. If we didn't have to quarantine for 2 weeks in Canada, it'd be pretty fucking simple. Like the process wouldn't be that hard; it would just be normal. But in Canada, we got to dick around and do all this stuff, so it's not like super easy. But hopefully, I'm there.
So if you can't go back, so the thing is, you can go into the U.S. from other directions, right? From Mexico or Canada. But the problem is we can't get into Canada to go into the U.S. because you quarantine. So if you went to Mexico, could you just like take a flight to South America and then take a South America flight up into the U.S.?
So like, go to Italy, fly to South America or Mexico, to come up to the US.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Like if you
I
didn't
don't
want to
know.
go straight home or you didn't want to go to the World Cup, because California is kind of like your home, I consider
Yeah.
it. So it's like your second home. So if you went home to Canada, you'd have to quarantine, which wouldn't be a great option.
No.
If you went straight to Colombia, that'd be a long time for you to be there for no reason.
Here's,
And
what I just realized.
what?
So when I was going to go back to Canada, I was going to fly to Bellingham and then walk across the border, so I don't have to do the hotel quarantine. I can just do it at home.
Yeah.
But now I just realized if I go to Europe, I have to fly back into Canada. Oh
Why?
darn! Because how else am I going to get back to Canada? I can't fly to the US.
Well, I'm telling you, you got to hear my. I'm telling you, fly somewhere else and then fly into the U.S. I'm not saying it's going to
Yeah.
be like an smooth option, but
But
it's
then,
just
but
like an
then
extra flight.
customs would see on my ticket, oh, you just flew from Verona to Guadalajara, and they came out. They'll be like, yeah, I'm coming from Mexico. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think they would give a shit.
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. And then I get turned away, and I'm in Mexico. I'm not like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Well, shit.
Then I just walk across in Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. That would suck.
It's just a headache to do all this shit. I don't know. This just
If
got more complicated since I started talking about it.
If you're going to the World Cups, like would you rather you? I mean, I don't know. If you want, here's an option. If you're going to do both the World Cups, I'm going to stay in Italy for a week. My plan in my head is to stay in Italy for a week after the World Cup.
Yeah.
Just like we said, just stay in Italy for a week and then go to the World Cup.
I think that's, if I did both, I think that's what I'd have to do.
Yeah.
Is stay in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't see another feasible option.
No, it just doesn't make sense otherwise.
No. Max in the chat, this sounds so much like human trafficking, but you're trafficking yourselves. Just put me in your suitcase, someone. Just fucking sneak me in.
The serious question is, this isn't a golf podcast, but what are you going to do with your golf clubs?
That's the problem. I can't take a month off of golf. Are you shitting me? They'd come. They'd come to Europe. They'd have to come to Europe.
You'd have to just bring them because
they'd have to come.
Yeah, you have no option there to me.
No, they'd have to come, yeah, and I'd have to just play in Europe, which would be pretty cool. European golf. I was thinking about this today. I wonder what European golf is like. It's golf, but like it would be different than here, I think.
I think it would be too.
Yeah.
Much different. I don't know what it'd be like, but it'd be much different.
Maybe I just go to Ireland, get an Airbnb, and play links golf for a couple of weeks, and go to Colombia. Oh, how fucking sick would that be?
You'd be living the dream.
Oh my God, would I ever be?
Go play, what's it called? The Open?
Oh, St. Andrews or Royal Portrush.
Yeah, Royal Porus.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
that'd be pretty sick.
all
Speaking of
time.
which, I played a links course here the other day. It's pretty sick course.
I can't wait to hear about it later on the golf chatter that we're
Yeah,
going to have later.
but anyway, enough about my logistical nightmare. World Cup coming up, so everyone's going to be. Here's a challenge too for you guys. I was thinking, so you kind of real like it got canceled, so you
Mm-hmm.
may have readjusted your training, thinking, okay, let's like push kind of, let's not like work to a peak now. We got to work to one next month, but now all of a sudden you kind of got to rearrange it 4 weeks out because you got to obviously work to a peak in 4 weeks now, which
Mm-hmm.
seems like a long time. But at the end of the day, when things are planned so much and at the highest level, everything's planned to a T, it's kind of hard to do that too. It's not like ideal, I guess I should say.
No, I mean it's definitely not. Um, I mean you're now coaching riders, so you know the struggles. But at the same, yeah, it's tough because I don't think many people would have completely changed their schedules. I think a lot of people would have held off
Yeah,
personally because I that's just something I did too. Like when it was canceled, we didn't really change anything at the time. We're like, well, let's just wait and we'll see how things go. And
yeah.
also there were a lot of races anyways. But I did try to get when I came back to Florida, the plan was to get into a big block again, and I
Mhm.
basically got a week into it before it was announced, and then we were like, okay, well, we're gonna basically start tapering off again.
Yeah, and I guess
So
a month is enough time to like put a couple weeks in and start your taper and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I think everyone just has to be adaptable because at the end of the day, you're getting to race, which is cool.
yeah.
Oh, I had a text from an unknown source. His name rhymes with Schrenden Schmarnold. And he was saying, I'm sick of people asking me who's going to the Olympics for Canada and does Canada have spots? I have no idea. Maybe James can explain it a bit better for the fans what the current situation is and what's the scenarios the people want to know.
Well, the ongoing situation is that Canada and myself are not in a nation ranking position yet. The nation ranking is the top 11 countries. They have a nation ranking spot.
Yeah.
Plus two extra countries right now that nobody knows about, that I know about, that a few people know about. So that's actually 13 countries. And then the three wildcard individual spots. And I'm one of those people going after the individual wildcard spot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when it comes to the points, the system's completely fucked. I'll be honest, I'm just going to say it. The UCI is being very unfair. I think I've said that before. I think it's a little bit of a joke, but it is what it is, and I'm just working through it. Reason why I say that is because they're taking points from February last year to June of this year. Some people have had national champs, some people haven't. So I'm somebody that hasn't had national champs where other people have. So I'm basically starting at a 60-point deficit in my mind that people have 60 points more and
Mm-hmm.
have to try to get more. Anyways, that's just my frustration. I don't need to get into that part. I did
It's,
say,
I was going to say Canada's not going to have a national championships until 2025 probably now. So there's that.
yeah, probably. I'm also a little frustrated too. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a little frustrated with Cycling Canada because we don't have any UCI races to help me get points, whereas we have UCI races, literally like three UCI races right after the cutoff point of when
That
we're
is, I gotta say, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is just so useless. Why would you do that? I
like
don't understand.
you're telling me you're going to organize these races to have right after the cutoff point. If you think they're going to get postponed anyways, why are you putting them? What is 3 months difference going to do, or even a month? They're
It's
having them.
not.
It's a joke,
I don't know.
honestly.
It's fucking useless, and it's just infuriating because if you literally had those anytime the last couple months, you could have come home, done your 2 weeks at home and whatever, and then races got points like all the other countries or a lot of the other countries are doing is having C1 races in their home country to get
Hmm.
points, and you can max out those and then leave again. But why would you have them after? Literally, there's zero reason to have them after. Zero. No one
It's
cares.
no one gives a shit.
No.
No one cares. It's an absolute waste of money and a waste of time. And I don't know why they're there. I don't know why they do this and they don't ask opinions. And it's a joke. It's an
But
honest joke.
who scheduled that? Like in what world is that logical? I don't
Like if you're
understand.
gonna like I don't know either. It's a Canada. If it's on a Canada Cup weekend, if you're gonna schedule the Canada Cup, schedule the Canada Cup then. But why schedule a UCI race then for absolutely no reason? UCI points, we don't give a shit about them at that point.
No, they're honestly useless.
Yeah,
No one cares. You only care about it now. So
yeah. Mitch Schaefer, he says, I thought it was top 24 go to Olympics. It is 24 riders, but it's like 13 country ranking plus three, and in those country rankings, you get either 2 spots or 3 spots, 1, 2, or 3 spots for your country.
okay, do we think it should just be top 24 in the world?
Good question. That's a really good question. I think it could be top 32. Yeah. I think to do top, I think the system makes it really almost a little bit unfair for some of the countries who have so many fast people.
Hang on, got an idea. I
Okay.
think it's a really good one. You take the top 16 and then you disperse the next 8 among other countries for among other countries. So
That's a really
if you're
good idea
top
too.
16 in the world, obviously you're a bad motherfucker and you should be there.
Yeah.
But then obviously another 8 spots get dispersed to the other countries. Thoughts?
That's actually, I kind of like that, T.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
do
good.
kind of like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
It makes total sense because or they could even do like top 10 and then
Hmm.
disperse the next whatever, how many spots.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. Like, for instance, like Romain and Jeremy, I don't know their rankings, but they're for sure both top 15 in the world, I would think.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know if they're top 10, but say top 15 or whatever. One of them's probably not going to get to go to the Olympics, which is crap because they're both fast enough to whole shot an Olympic final. And
Yep.
so they should both be going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the unreal part. Like we've said it multiple times, that France has enough fast riders to send two teams that have the potential of winning the Olympics and being in the final and winning it, but they can only send three of them. It's absurd. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the system, but it's crazy.
Josh Smith in the chat, LCQ race for all nations without a spot. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Oh, that'd be a no holds barred, so
Oh
just
my God.
free for all.
That'd be the best race in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be epic.
But yeah, there should be something in for like the top 10, 16 guys in the world because it's just kind of unfair. Like you want the best people there, and obviously the Olympics. I think it's one of the main reasons they like BMX. It's not just because it appeals to a younger audience and it's a really cool sport, but because it's so diverse. Like look at where the medalists have come from. Not many other sports have medalists from Colombia, Latvia, a variety of different countries. Mm-hmm. But then a lot of top people kind of get screwed too.
Yeah, no, I 100% think so too. It's like it's a system. It could be different. I think it's dumb that they cut it down to 24 for the guys. I think it's tough
yeah.
There's a lot of things I think could be different, and as riders, we'd love to see it different. But it's like who gets to have that say in it? I don't know.
Yeah, but that would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. So we talk about how I'm traveling all the time. Did you see who was in the Latvian dudes were in Venezuela this past
weekend? Venezuela? Which like Kruger?
Kriegers and
Kriegers. I was to say Kruger's the grocery store.
Kriegers and the prophecy guy. I think I want to say Belvis. That's not his name. I forget his name right now. I know him because I've seen him around a lot. Yeah, they were in Venezuela because there's a UCI race there.
Okay, I was gonna be like, why the fuck would you go to Venezuela?
Class of the chasing points. And I think I said this last show, and I don't think that they know that they're actually a nation ranking spot right now.
They must know. They must.
No, how are they supposed to know? Like, there's nowhere to see this. The only reason why I know this is because I sent an email and asked for a breakdown, and in the email he said that these 2 world championship spots turn into nation ranking spots.
Wait. It's not like public?
Like, I don't know where to find it. Like the Olympic breakdown, I can't remember. I don't remember reading that the 2 nation spots or the 2 world spots turn into nation spots. It's. I honestly don't think Italy and Latvia know that they're in a nation ranking spot now because the world championship spots turn into that.
You see somebody yelling, "Guys, you're good. Chill.
You're guys, good. Stop wasting money.
You're good, guys. You don't have to go to Venezuela."
Like I could be wrong, but I've read this multiple times to make sure I'm not like reading it wrong. I've told this to other people and said, "Hey, read this. Tell me what you think," and they've agreed with me. Obviously, they could lose that nation ranking spot or their nation positioning if they did poorly at a World Cup. But I mean, it's tough. I mean, to do that at the same time at this point.
Speaking of Latvia, did you see that Ivo Lukuks is now a politician?
No way.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook in Latvian. He made a post and was looking like super professional. So I took a screenshot, texted to Maris, and I was like, "What does this mean?" And I guess he's running for like municipal office or something.
No way.
Yeah.
I barely know who the guy is, but I know of him, and yeah.
Hashtag vote for Evo.
Vote for Evo.
So yeah. Anyway, side note, that was kind of cool. But yeah, everyone's just traveling the world trying to get points. It's kind of not absurd, but I guess it's just what people have to do right now.
A little bit of a mess. So
Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's that. Speaking of which, you see all the people running red pants these days? Like, I'm talking everyone has red pants at the races right now. Like, every single person. I mean, it looks cool, but it's just everyone has them.
I I don't want to say it, but I
Not a
kind
red
of
pant fan, eh? I could
no
just
no
tell
no.
when. Oh, oh,
You
okay.
know me. I'm a red pant guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I like the red pant. I feel like there's something. Didn't we start doing this a long time ago, and now everybody's wearing red pants? I don't want to say we did, but I mean
You
we've had this.
you definitely had red pants before, didn't you?
I mean, as a team, we had like a red pant day. We try to like always red on
Yeah,
Sunday.
I'm
We
trying
had
to
red
think.
Sundays.
I don't think I had red pants. I
Were
think
you
I
not
had like
part of the red
what?
Sundays?
I don't think so. I think that was
Oh, okay.
You and Dana had red pants. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
think
was me, and then Alex started doing it too. And I think Drew did for a bit, but I don't know if she did it on the same day.
I want to say I had white and black pants, like white
Yeah, it's
pants.
true. You always did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
white pants. And I gotta say, the last couple of years we had those white jerseys. My kid looked fucking nasty.
It
It
looked fucking
was
sick.
oh, it was
It
so
looked so
dirty.
sick.
I just see photos from it once in a while. I'm like, oh god, it was so sick.
So sick.
Yeah,
But
and
everyone's
some
wearing them. It's like
I
a
know.
fad these days. Everyone wants the red pants.
I think they look cool. They look really sick, actually.
They do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't
I
disagree
like
with that.
no, a little nice red pair of goggles with the red pants and red gloves would look sick. And Shimano needs to make a red clip shoes.
They really do.
Yeah,
Shimano, if you're listening to this, just make the blue clip shoes you make, but make them in a nice red.
yeah, they would look sick in red, like
Yeah.
really dope in red.
The amount of people that want them, you got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked the blue ones.
Yeah.
They look super cool.
They stand out. They pop.
Yeah, they do, but red would look dope.
Yep.
That is such a smart marketing thing from them to make the shoes blue because it just pops at anything.
And it's like everyone knows,
Yeah.
like they see like the blue, and it's like Shimano's.
Yeah,
It's so easy to see.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
Yeah, the power of home field advantage. 6 of 8 of Molina's World Cup mains have been in Argentina. That is a shocking stat.
So the reason why this got thrown in there was because he just posted. This could be our social media check-in, Sylvan social check-in.
Sylvan social media check-in. Hashtag hate that guy. Go.
Hashtag hate that guy. He posted just a video of his compilation of his World Cup finals, and I was watching it, and it was like Rock Hill, where he had the absolute crazy hole shot from 8.
Yeah, I know he didn't end up winning that, but he Corbin ended up passing, but he fucked us all up in that name, Molina.
Oh, he fucking
like he
horsed
fucked us
everyone.
all. He made us look like beginners.
It was insane. I don't understand how he did that.
Yeah,
Um,
Corbin ended up winning, but Molina made us all look silly.
yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was watching, and yeah, 6 of his 8 World Cup finals were all in Argentina, and got me thinking. I was like, especially for them, but how big is that? The power of home field advantage. How
It's
big
insane. Yeah, like can you imagine if we would have had World Cups in Abbotsford every year?
I would like to know, because I mean, when it was in Abbotsford, I wouldn't really consider myself being in the mix racing it. I was just taking part in the event, so
Yeah.
I really didn't get to experience what you experienced. But it's like, yeah, getting to wake up and race your gate that you've been riding for months on end, it would be, and years on end even, would be nice.
Even when I raced the Pans in Toronto, obviously we live 5-hour flight from Toronto, but it's still still felt like it's still a big advantage.
What is it? Is it the start gate? Is it the atmosphere? Is it just knowing what's around, the food, or is it everything combined?
I think it's just overall comfort. Like you're in your home country, so you feel really comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously I think the home crowd makes a huge difference.
Okay.
Like the home crowd, just gives you so much energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so special. Like that makes a huge difference, and you just feel like I felt like on top of the world. It's a huge advantage. Just like not even if it's your home track, but just like your home country. Like I said, you feel comfortable. The atmosphere from the fans, everyone's rooting for you. It's big.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to experience that. I don't want to experience it on Abbotsford personally. I'd love to experience it on Toronto.
Yeah, I don't want to. You don't want to race a World Cup at Atmosphere.
No, you did
Someone
that.
would get killed.
It would be so bad. Someone would blow up, be off the turn. It would be gnarly.
It is so not spec'd for a World Cup, that track. Oh boy.
Yeah.
The fact that there's no way. I mean, the World Cup was almost 10 years ago, so people weren't as fast back then. But even then, it was super sketchy. Now it'd be insane.
It'd be ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know if that second straight would be wide enough to be up to code.
Dude, the way it narrows into the first turn, dude, there'd be so many crashes.
Yeah, honestly, yeah,
It'd be so sketchy. Like
yeah.
like Manchester now it is way too small for a World. Even in 2016, like 5 years ago, it was dangerous and shouldn't have had a World Cup too.
Those were scary.
It was too people were too fast and strong even then. Now it'd be reckless to have one there.
Yeah,
There's a hot take.
yeah, it's a hot take. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty reckless, scary.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
People got
um,
carted off left and right in Manchester last World Cup.
yeah, that was rough. Because I mean, you need it to be technical to slow riders down, but because then if it's too like, but then you also need it like safe enough that people can ride it like really
Yeah,
close and quickly because you're never separating from people at that track.
I think I think the problem with those ones, like Abbotsford and Manchester, they're just way too tight. There's no
Hmm.
room for anyone.
It's hard to make those decisions. Like at least Abbotsford, it's hard to decide out of the first turn what you're doing. Meaning, like if a rider's coming on the inside, it's hard to have room to separate from them, and that yeah, it's hard to make those quick adjustments because everything's just so quick and in your face.
And both those tracks too, it really narrows into the first turn from like 8 lanes to 6 on one
Oh,
jump. Like it's just
yeah,
a recipe for people to get hurt.
that's the big one too. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest problem.
yeah, people cutting over in the air, and not on purpose, but they do, and you just get your front wheel chopped, and that's when it's just death.
And were we talking about this recently? But were we talking about this? Oh, we might have been talking about this with Justin last week. But the women cut each other off so much worse than the men. It's crazy.
We need to talk about that a little
Dude,
bit.
it's
Like
I know we talked about this last show, but like it's notable. It's noticeable. I mean,
it's noticeable that they oftentimes will jump to the side, not on purpose all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but they're literally cross jumping in the air. Those chicks have some serious balls on them to do what they do. I've talked to a source before that has told me like they've said like they ride scared because I mean, first of all, the jumps are way bigger for them. The
yeah.
girls are fucking gnarly, and it's like it's scary to race out there. And it's like they do it, and the fact that they're doing it takes some serious balls.
So obviously, yeah, their speed's not as high as the men, and so they obviously can't jump the same size jumps that we can, like with pro sections and that. Um, Generally speaking, and so you think about the size of the first straight. Like if it's big for us, how big it would be for the women's class? And so they're raising this like it's pretty fucking gnarly. Like it'd be the equivalent to us probably jumping like 55-foot first jump or like a 50-foot first jump.
Yeah,
Like that's no joke.
yeah. It's very. I think it's very different for them. So like I've talked to some of the girls, and it's like we've had the conversation. I'm like, there's no jump on the track that scares me. Like
No, yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
riding the track, there's no jump I have to go be like, okay, fuck, I need to do this. Like I need to crank and I need to do this. They're just jumps. Like I can go probably
Mhm.
80% and pretty much cruise everything.
You race the
Where
track, you race the competition, you don't race the track anymore.
exactly.
Yeah,
Whereas a lot of some of the females, I'm not saying all of them, just some of them, they at least when they're starting out, especially too, it's they have to race the track. Like it's
yeah.
scary for them to jump some of the big jumps. Either when the first jump's a huge gap, it's pretty scary. Triples into the first turn if they need to send that can be scary for them because that's a huge ass jump for them. Whereas we don't have that. And then you add in the racing aspect where now they're racing against other people and they're still
Yeah.
having to worry about trying to make it over these jumps. That's fucking gnarly. Where like we don't experience that at all. We just race the track and we were racing people, but the jumps are just in our way.
Yeah, like when have you ever been on the hill thinking, "Oh boy, I hope I make the first straight." like,
Never, right?
like no, but there's still like there's still a decent amount of women that experience that.
Hmm.
And that would be so fucking scary. So hats off to all of them for doing it. It's incredible. And like the women's class now, the level has been raised so much, and the women are incredible. But still, like it's still a big difference between what they can do on the track and what the guys can do. And we all race the same first straight. So that's pretty gnarly.
I really think it is. And I think like I say this, like that whole rant about it, I'd say that is like a compliment to them of being able to handle that pressure and go like deal with all that and still race as well as they do. It's it's pretty unreal to me. It's phenomenal,
It is.
impressive.
Should do the Progate true or false segment.
Sure. I was just quickly going to say, Mitch Schaefer. Yes, I saw Dino's race in Shepperton. Good to see win. If Australia has a world championships, what track would you want it on?
Australia has a world championships.
Yeah, if Australia had world champs, which track would you want it on?
Brisbane, because I'd like to go and hang out at Brisbane.
Fair enough. If they could,
I
if
mean,
they could,
and the track looks cool. Like it looks cool.
Yeah, the track is
Yeah,
it looks visually looks cool. It's pretty
yeah.
cool. If they could beef up Shepperton a little bit, I'd say Shepperton.
Mm,
That'd be my choice.
yeah.
But yeah, Progate true and false segment.
It's not the same without the thing, without the
And
drops. It's
without
it's just
the,
it's
the
not as
weird
good.
music.
No, it's not as good. No. All right, go for it.
Okie dokie. First one from me. I rotate the clip parts of my clip pedals so that my pedals last longer.
What do you mean? What do you mean by rotate?
The little metal things, little silver things, I switch them over to I swap them on the pedals.
True.
This is true. after I wear them in a little bit, and I swap them so that they wear down evenly and they last longer.
It's funny the amount of stuff with Jimmy Rick.
Yeah.
True or false? Jeremy Smith doesn't like racing Supercross. He prefers normal BMX.
This is hilarious because I literally saw him on the weekend and I asked him straight up. I was like, "What do you like better? Do you like World Cups or do you like USA BMX?" His answer, World Cup. So he likes Supercross.
So what's your answer?
It's what'd you say? Is he likes Supercross? Is that true?
Okay, that'd be false. So yeah, you got it right.
Okay, yeah. I got too excited. I forgot what you said. To be honest,
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, this is a good one. It's going to bring back some funny memories, T. The problem is it's not a true or false, but you might forgot it at this point.
Okay, go for it.
I once recorded you snoring and played it back to you the next night.
I feel like you've said this on our true and false. True.
Really?
Was that in Paris or something?
Yeah, I did it in Paris. Yeah.
It must have been loud.
Yeah.
True, true or false? You must have been so pissed to get to that level.
I was so pissed. You ever give you a taste of your own medicine?
Seriously, fuck this guy.
Seriously, fuck this.
This one time, me and Jimmy in Switzerland, we were training angle before the world in South Africa, and we were rooming together. And I was sleeping. At one point, he just fucking punches the bed. And I'm like, kind of like shook. I'm like, what? I was like, what's going on? And he's like, you're snoring again. Literally full on fucking punches my bed.
That's so good. Oh, that's hilarious. What does Savannah do when you're sleeping? How does she deal with it?
I've asked her. She said I don't really. She doesn't notice. I don't know. She's never like mentioned it.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Yeah, she's never mentioned it.
She's a deep sleeper.
But then, like, yeah, you've always mentioned it, like Jimmy did before. I don't know.
Yeah.
True or false? Nick podiumed in Nashville after drinking during the rain delay one year.
I think I'm going to say this is true because I'm thinking he put down maybe a little water, a little Coors Light, or a Smirnoff. So I'm going to say true.
It's actually true. Yeah, Nashville in 2013. There was like a rain delay, and I don't know how much he drank, but he did drink, and then he podiumed. I guess second or third.
What an animal.
Yeah, that's fucking savage. I mean, Nick's a fucking raw talent. Like I think some people don't understand how good he is at BMX.
I don't think they realize how talented he is at just being a badass human.
Yeah, no, and it's not like he's talented and doesn't work hard because he's always worked his balls off and dedicated his life to BMX. But he is truly like the racer's racer.
Mm-hmm.
He's been
really.
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, Supercross regular doesn't matter. He can get it done anywhere.
He has got it done everywhere. That's the cool part too.
Yeah.
He's been quick this year. I gotta say, he's been quick. I mean, he took off a couple races. He didn't want to race Rock Hill, but he was putting out some heaters in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, your turn. Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Me and Amanda started watching a movie, and she fell asleep 3 minutes into it.
True.
True.
She seems like a napper.
It's unbelievable. Start the movie, 3 minutes out. She spilled her drink as she was asleep, woke up and was like, "Oh shit!" So she cleaned it up, went back to watch the movie, fell asleep again.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but I've noticed like Japanese people. I don't know if it's like this might be a generalization, but like I hung out with Masa and Tatsumi and stuff, and like you should see how like we'd be going to the track with PH and Tatsumi or Masa would just like have a quick nap in the van on the way to the track. It's unbelievable. They just have power naps everywhere.
I don't understand.
And I've seen like snaps from Joey Bradford about like some of the riders he worked with. He works with a lot of Japanese riders, and they do the same things. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but it's impressive because like if I'm on the way to the track, I'm not just gonna have a 20-minute nap in the minivan. You kidding me?
I can't do that.
No,
Especially not for one of them going to ride.
no, it's unbelievable. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it might be a cultural thing. I don't know.
Insane. Yeah, it's insane.
True or false? I used to tie zip ties around my clip pedals because it would make them tighter.
Sorry, are you referring to zap straps?
Yes.
This is true, and I can tell you which pedals it was on.
Yeah, because the Times pedals, they suck.
They were
And so
crap.
I used to use them. And so I used to have to zip tie like the edges. And for some reason, it made them so tight and worked so well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
The amount of like witchcraft we would do to those pedals with zip ties, insane.
Oh, I Jimmy rigged the shit out of my setup.
I once got the really fat ones, this fat set
Yeah,
zip ties,
yeah,
zap
yeah,
straps. I would put I would use 16 of those fat ones.
16.
I would use 16. And so this is what I would do.
Oh my God.
On each platform, I would have the big knob at the front and the back on each side. So 1 2 1 2, flip the pedal over 1 2 1 2. So I would have that. So I would clip in, the sides of my shoe would hit it and try not to move. 16 zap straps.
Holy shit.
What a Jimmy rig, hey?
Oh my God.
That's just
Yeah, the stuff we had to do to those was insane. Thank God HT makes the best pedal in the world. So
thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
free ad.
Free ad. You know what? I don't have another true or false. I need to start thinking one. I was gonna pull one out of my ass there, but it was too obvious, so I didn't.
Sorry, I've just been making mine up as we go, so go for
Yeah,
it.
All right. I'll stick on the same topic. Graf is actually working on coming out with a new, more specific BMX pedal.
That sounds like it's true.
It's false, but it does sound like it's true, doesn't it?
Totally had me fooled. I like totally believe you. Graf would totally do that.
Graf, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I want to know, him and Sylvan first started writing the pedals when they came out. Did they have like a say in the pedals at all? Like, did they help improve them or design them at all? I'd love to know.
I don't think so. I think they're just always used them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
True and false. Corbin started using clips when we were 14.
Once again, I do know this one. It's true, and it's insane.
I mean, it's false because I think he was 12. But.
Oh, damn it! So I was wrong.
Gotcha. I've been bamboozled.
I've been absolutely bamboozled.
All right, let's do a couple more. This is fun.
All right, you got one?
I mean, I've just been pulling them out of the air. So.
All right. Okay. I don't know if this is a good one. Romain got addicted to the pancakes I was making and ordered a pancake machine for his apartment back in France so he could make pancakes every morning.
True.
That's true.
He got a pancake, like a crate machine.
He got like for his like apartment room at the center. He got like a little hot skillet plate that you pour the stuff in and makes pancakes. He loved the pancakes in the U.S. so much he ordered it while we were still in the U.S. so he had it when he was home.
Right on.
Awesome.
I once crashed twice in a training session at Papendal. True or false?
Oh yeah, and I think one of the times didn't you like flip down the hill?
Oh, the two crashes were super bad, both of them.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I crashed so hard twice. So this was before the World Cup in 2014. This was like the week before the race. We went early to train. I was with PH. So we drove up from France. And so like I was doing second straights at the beginning. And you know, like the old second straight, it was with the cross, when we still had the crossover. Mm-hmm. So like the step up before the crossover was like really steep on the left side. Mm-hmm. I jumped it on the left side, overshot, blew an arm off, and then did a complete front flip over the crossover, and like was fine. I just landed like on my butt or something. It was fine. I just like bent my brake lever, and so I was fine. So we just like bent it back and like kept riding. And then near the end of the session, I spun out down the ramp and slammed into the lip of the first jump and like fucking flew over it. It was gnarly.
That was when there was the gap on the first jump too.
Yeah, it was gnarly. It was a gnarly crash. It was a big one.
how do you spin down the? Did you like spin down the ramp, get sucked like G out, get sucked into your bike, and then like
So
ride the
yeah,
handlebars?
it was before they put grip tape on the hill, so it was a little sketchy, and like
Yeah.
everyone was slipping a little bit, but we were just kind of dealing with it. And then at one time, I full on spun out, like lost control fully, and then just like fucking slammed into the lip, and then like blew over the lip into the middle part.
Unreal.
Yeah, it was a tough day.
That's gnarly.
And I remember
That's fucking
texting my
gnarly.
family, and I was like, it was honestly, it was a really good session. Like I felt good, got a lot of good riding, and I just crashed twice really hard. I remember Laura was there, and she's like kind of laughing, and she was like, she said something like, "Do you like ever not crash here? Like, what do you?"
Really? Oh, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, it was a tough day. It was a tough day.
That's a tough day.
Yeah, it was a tough
Great.
day.
You have those days. So
Yeah, you do. All right, I think we're good.
yeah, it's good on the the Pro Get Europe true and false segment.
All right, probably your true and false segment.
Done.
No.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Before we get into the next topic, let's just give a quick shout out to our second sponsor of the show, MotoSheets.com. As you guys know, MotoSheets has been on board with us a while, guys. They are timing and scoring systems made easy for yourself, for home use, personal use, or for your track if you're having races or you want timing systems at your track. Head over to MotoSheets.com. Tell them that, Coffee Chatter sent you, because you're going to want a timing system or an easy scoring system when these races start happening again. Because races are happening. You don't want to be that track that, has to, print out all these pages, doesn't have a good system in place. You want the good one that MotoSheets.com has. So, yeah.
MotoSheets.com, baby. Get yours today.
Get yours today, baby.
I got so fucking sunburnt this week.
Did you really? First week?
Yeah.
You did. You sent me a photo.
Oh boy, dude, I think I got sun poisoning. I had a headache for like 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, so I played golf the other day, and I walked the full 18. And I didn't wear sunscreen, and it was like it was hot, but it was windy. But it was windy, so like wasn't that I didn't feel like it was that warm, but I knew I was getting toasted, and I just forgot to bring sunscreen. Knew this was going to happen. Only had one water bottle for the 4.5 hours I was out there, which wasn't even nearly enough.
That was probably gone on 3 holes.
I got fucking roasted, so dehydrated. I had a headache that night and did not feel good the next day. I had a headache and felt like kind of wonky, like the whole next day. It wasn't good. I got roasted inside and out. Like a prune.
That is roasted. Like a prune.
Like a prune. Yeah, like a prune. I'm so not used to the sun right now, but I'm getting adapted now. But yeah,
that's good. You need to ease your body into it. You need that skin into it. The skin hasn't seen that much sunlight for a long time.
No, I got shocked into it, big
time. Speaking of wind, I'm gonna go on my rant now. I think my rant for the day. I'm sick and tired of wind in our sport. Honestly, I haven't ridden a Supercross hill and not have to deal with wind on the day. Like, I understand that wind's in our fucking life, but why it's pissing me off that it affects us in our sport so much. Rock Hill, I was there for 2 weeks. It was windy the entire time. We did the race fine, yes, but it was constantly windy. And when we were practicing, it was tough. We couldn't really get a full training session in because it was constantly side wind. I go up to Sarasota this past weekend. I drive an hour up to there. I get there. I haven't seen a day so windy in my entire life. Like, I get there and like I was like instantly, I'm like,
are we talking Anglehome 2014 win or 15 win?
Oh yeah. And I have Jeremy was there. I see Josh Smith in the chat. Jeremy was at the track. Jeremy Smith. He was there with me. He can attest to how windy it was. The wheels were not coming off the ground. It was tough to balance in the gate sometimes. And I'm just getting a little tired of it, to be honest, because I don't know. It just seems like every time we go to these Supercross races, we always got to deal with some weather. I don't care if it's rain personally. It is what it is. But the wind, it makes us not be able to do our sport, and it's pissing me off.
You know what's funny about the wind, though? You notice it so much on a practice day. On a race day, you don't really notice it if it's windy. Like if it's like 20, 30, 40K wind on a race day, you might notice a little, but not really. On a practice day, you're like, dude, I can't really ride the hill.
That is very true.
You know what's weird? Yeah, in a race, you don't really notice it. I don't get it.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know. Like, I guess you could say like maybe you're not thinking about it, but it's so weird. Seriously, even in practice at a race, I don't even notice. I wouldn't even notice it. But then if we go to atmosphere and it's windy, for some reason, it feels like so sketchy.
It feels way more dangerous, does it not?
I don't understand it. Like, it must be just a mental thing, but it's crazy.
It's got to be because when we were in Rock Hill, I can't think that the 2 days I raced that it was just less windy than the week that we were there. Like it was probably the same amount of wind, I would assume. And when we were there practicing, like I did like one of the days I did the second straight once, and we would sit on the jump, be like, "What are we doing here? Like it's so windy. These jumps, we're just gonna get blown over. It feels dangerous. What are we doing?" And
Yeah.
then the weekend comes around, and you're right. You're like, "It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be the mental side. You just like, I have to do this. I'm not gonna worry about if it's windy or not. If everyone's doing it, I need to do it."
Yeah, it's so strange. And you'd think like they make all these stadiums for the Olympics, they got to start putting BMX inside.
I would, gosh, I mean, it would be so much more money, but seriously though, we get so affected by the wind. People don't understand like how on a small track you can get away with it very easily. On the big tracks with the big jumps, which we like to do, we want to be doing that. It affects us a lot.
Huge. Yeah,
Yeah,
they should move it indoor.
they really
Honestly,
should.
they make stadiums for everything. They could even make an open stadium, just kind of blocks it somehow. But yeah, I don't know. Like velodrome's indoor, obviously. Do you think velodrome brings in more money to the OSHA than BMX?
That's a great question.
And like we should, yeah. I mean, velodrome's big in like Great Britain and stuff, but BMX around the world is broadcasted quite a lot, especially in like Colombia, for instance.
Somehow I think the track cycling has more money than BMX does, which is just dumb. Because I just think I don't know more rich people do track cycling.
In terms of following, BMX has a way bigger following, but
I would like to think so. Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily mean TV dollars.
true. Unfortunately, it's true.
But who
I
knows?
think yeah.
I would be curious to know if we brought in more money than track cycling.
I'd be interested. I mean, the fact that their races, they can have so many different kinds of races, so they have so many different events that so many different people
Yeah,
do. They always have action going around the track when it comes to like the TV, and that is probably what makes it easy for them to get it on TV and have more viewers and all that kind of nonsense.
yeah. But I think at
I
this
don't know for
point,
sure.
it would be good to have something for the wind at the Olympics. Like have some, I don't know, have some like honestly just some fucking walls around the track or something.
I like it's 2021. Okay, the amount of technology we have these days, you're telling me you can't find a way to just not make it windy around the stadium, like around our BMX track for like
I
a few
know,
hours.
I know,
Like
I know. Dude,
we're
one of
set. We're
the
yeah.
speaking of wind, one of the windiest days I ever raced was Rio, the quarterfinal day. Dude,
Oh
that
yeah.
is the one time in my life that I've been winning a moto because I was winning the third round. It's the
Yep.
one time in my life that I've been winning a moto, jumped the first one in the pro section perfectly, and was like, literally, I'm not gonna make the next one.
you were.
There's no chance I'm gonna make this. Like, that's the only time in my life that I've literally jumped, made the perfect backside. I thought there's no chance of making this jump, no chance.
That's so wild.
Yeah,
Because
and I was
yeah,
like,
honestly, I've never seen that happen.
no,
I've seen it now. I've never seen that happen to you
or like any
ever.
top guy, or like any fast elite, like you never see
That was the first time. I've seen it once at Rock Hill after that, but that was the first time ever.
that.
Ever.
I was expecting like, wow, what a fucking. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna see like a bunch of guys jump behind me, and then just no one came behind me.
Yeah, like
No,
what is your thought process at that point? Because it's like you're like, I'm doing this perfectly, but I can't do it. What and everyone else is just gonna do it? Like
initially, of course, I was like, as I was like, made the decision to pull a break, I was thinking, wow, like, everyone's gonna jump by me, but then no one did because no one could do it. Like, it was
yeah, yeah.
literally, if I would have tried it, I probably would have snapped my forks off.
I would have like I don't want to see you snap your forks. I would have loved to see the outcome. Like if they could somehow show like
Yeah,
a blue screen of what it would look like if you actually did it, would you just go up, stop, and then just like double case it? Yeah.
it would have been right on the like we're talking right at the edge between. It would have been really close if I would have made it or not. I don't think I would have
I would love to know.
because like we have a really good gauge of if we're gonna make it or not. I
We
think
do,
I would
yeah.
have honestly. I think like looking. I can't remember exactly what I thought, but like I think I would have nose cased it.
Probably it sounds
Like
like yeah. That
not
was a
even close.
that was a pretty big berm jump. I
Yeah.
mean, very tall. So you would have got hit by the wind as soon as you got up that lip. Boom, wind's gonna hit you like
Oh,
a wall.
yeah. I wonder if it was the main. If I would have just sent it, you probably have to. But like it's weird. Like you still have that innate feeling that we know if we're gonna make a jump or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, can you imagine though in a main? Like if that happens in the main and everyone just rolls it, what a joke!
God, it'd look so bad, wouldn't it?
What a joke!
That would look so bad for our sport.
That would be
No,
seriously like you'd feel like it,
I
even
think you'd send it. You would have sent it. You would have pulled up so hard on those
just.
handlebars. You would have yanked your balls off to get over that.
That would have been 12-6, my bike.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah,
And I probably wouldn't have made it.
it's hard to say. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was like I thought I was gonna no chance I was gonna make it,
crazy.
which is a horrible feeling when you're at the Olympics winning a moto and you just have to roll.
Yeah,
And like to TV, like, I'm wondering, like, Joe Smellmore's at home flicking on CBC or NBC watching BMX. He's watching our moto. He's thinking these are the Olympics, best the best. And then all of a sudden you just see us rolling for no reason. For like essentially no reason, because on TV you can't tell that there's wind. You really can't.
you can't see the wind.
Maybe the announcer's saying it, but probably not. So like
you would hope the announcer knows enough to be like, it's really windy, guys. That's why. But yeah,
you'd hope the TV broadcast people, when they see us roll, are thinking, like, or just said like, there's no way this guys could have done it. It was so windy. But I don't know. Like, I wonder like how that would have played out, or people watching like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
it'd be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been wild. I feel like if there would have been something different if it was a main event.
Can you imagine just the just the huck of my life?
You would probably bar hump the crap out of it, but
just imagine just leading the Olympic final, the huck, just snap your forks off. And you know what? You'd be famous, like legit. Yeah, you'd be legit famous. You'd be worldwide famous for that.
Would you rather if huck it like that and snap your forks off like whatever, or pull your brakes, other people jump it and you don't, and you end up getting last place?
Well, at that point, what's the difference? You get last or last.
That's true, I guess. Okay, you get like a fourth.
Well, yes, you'd still, but say like you roll and get bronze, or you don't know if you're gonna make it. You gotta send it. You're leading. You gotta send it.
You send it.
At least you can lay your head on the pillow and be like, you know what, I fucking went for it. But like, if you were just passive and rolled it and got past, like, you would never forgive yourself.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would be regretting that for your entire life.
Like, you wouldn't even want to look at your bronze medal ever.
You'd probably take the brakes off your bike and never touch them again.
Yeah, that'd be a horrifying feeling. But God, leading to the final and snap your forks off, you would go down in Olympic history as the biggest legend in the world.
Yeah, you would. You'd be remembered for a long ass time, that's for sure.
It's unbelievable that, I mean, Nick is like one of the biggest names in our sport, but one of his biggest claims to fame is him snapping his forks at the O show. Like, people bring that up still all the time. Or like,
that was gnarly.
Kids do bring that up all the time still. It's crazy.
I didn't know they did, but it's a huge clip. Whenever I see like replays of it, there's that clip of him like flying through the air halfway over the berm jump, and then like hitting it sideways, forks gone, and he eats shit.
I mean, no other sport really has that. Like, that's just insane.
It is insane. Yeah, that's why we're such a crazy action sport.
Yeah. That first day in Rio was fucking carnage central.
Dude.
Like, that wasn't BMX. That was a whole other sport we were all doing that first day.
People were they're out to war. I mean, like, it was just like, let's just throw it in a place I've never thrown it in before and hope it sticks. And let's just take out half the field while we're at it.
And then like Amadou rips his nutsack open, and I mean, like that day. I mean, I remember like after that day, me, Connor, and Trent were at dinner, all like half laughing because it was just fucking gnarly. And like, people were asking, like, is this like what it's always like? Like, that was like, wow.
That's insane, hey?
Which isn't necessary. Which isn't
do this all the time. Like, that's how it goes all the time. It's like, no, it doesn't.
Which isn't necessarily like a great look first. Like, people already look at our sport like we're insane and there's injuries galore. Like, we don't really want that.
Not really. But
No.
do you think somebody watching probably gets hooked because they're like, this is crazy, I'm gonna watch it?
Yeah, it does.
Miss.
But then like the amount of interviews I always got, and they always ask about injuries, like, gets to the point where it's like, okay, guys, like, BMX is a high level sport. It's not we're not just fucking people just breaking bones every time we go ride. You know what I mean? Like,
I get that. That is frustrating at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So eventually I just started saying in all the interviews, like, yeah, I've had a lot of injuries, but like, every athlete goes through that in every sport. I would just say something like that, just because I was tired of people viewing BMX as like that.
Yeah. Great way to transition it over.
Yeah, should have started saying, actually, no, I've been pretty lucky, never broken anything.
just lie to them straight up.
Well, we have it here that you had your spleen taken out and you've broken like 15 bones. I don't know what source is that, but it's wrong. Yeah, I've never broken anything. I have no
Sorry,
spleen, so.
did you hear me say that? No, I didn't say that. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Chip, I question your credibility, dude. Next question. Can you imagine that?
Gonna go off on the guy? That'd be absolutely hilarious.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be an all-time interview.
So yeah, Osho Racing. That's she's a fickle mistress, the Osho Racing.
She's a fickle mistress, yeah.
So we had something from Sebas 404. We see all the amateurs chasing grams on their bikes and rollouts and drag on a hub and so on, but do true pro racers even consider that kind of stuff, or do you guys ride what's more comfortable instead, not counting G-Raf because he's just a mad scientist?
What do you think? My initial instinct to that is no, most pros aren't out there chasing the grams.
No, what's the? There's no point. You got to ride. I think pros are we're more interested in riding stuff we're comfortable with. Well, of course you ride your sponsor stuff, but you also ride stuff that you're comfortable with and stuff you know is strong, because it's not grams doesn't matter. It just needs to be strong and durable, because I mean pros ride the shit out of the bikes, whether they case or whatever. Like, every pro's so strong, like you need reliable parts.
The amount of time we put into a bike, even just in 6 months, like meaning like in sprints, training, and then racing and like casing and all that stuff, like the amount of time we put into these things, it's insane. You want it to be durable.
Like so I'd rather run something durable than lighter.
Yeah, I do think there are pros out there nowadays that are trying to find like the sneaky light combos if they can, but I would say it's nothing compared to what the amateurs and the younger riders do. Like there's some factory dads out there that go next level.
Yeah, but I think people would be interested to know a lot of pros race with light tubes, so you can get these like super light tubes, and I would just put him in for the big races too. I wouldn't like train with him, but I would just put him in for World Cups and stuff. And it's actually like somewhat of a notable difference, the really light tubes.
Yeah, everyone's running them these days. It's crazy.
Yeah, everyone does now. Yeah,
like everyone's they're not the mag bags that you guys used to run back in the days, but the Tubolito orange ones, free ads, no free ads.
Same shit, really.
A little bit different, not as light probably as those ones. But
the mag bags I used to use, dude, those things were like so thin.
It was you touch them and there's a hole in them.
Yeah.
You rub your thumb on it the wrong way, boom, hole.
You got 4 flats in Rio, like the first day.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, that is actually something that everyone seems to be using.
Yeah, and like when you look at rotational weight, that actually does make not quite a bit of difference, but it would make somewhat of a difference, like very minimal. But at that point, if you're chasing tenths or thousandths, yeah,
I do personally think that's something that's noticeable.
Yeah.
That rotational weight. What is the conversion of rotational weight? I can't remember what it is.
I have no idea. No clue.
I don't want to just spitball random set. Someone like Graf knows. Graf could send us. He's probably going to send us a message once this is posted and tell us. I want to say it's like at least times 2.
Honestly, I have no clue.
I remember looking it up. It could even be 20. It could be times 20. I don't really know. It's a crazy number. They're like, it's a crazy number of difference, but yeah.
But yeah, everyone uses those, which is cool. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else we got here?
Got anything else? We get into some quick shots. We got a few quick shots, and we have a few one words we can get into before we wrap her up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do quick shots. From GLM. I don't know how you say that. Thoughts on the Vet Pro category?
Yeah, why not? If you guys want to race pro when they're older and they want to still race competitively, but not AA, yeah, I think it's cool.
I think it's fun to watch when they have the class, like right now when Tyler, Barry, Suarez are all together. I think it's fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, like I personally wouldn't race it, but I think it's cool that guys do, and I think it's cool too because people like I've always liked Barry and people, and it's cool that they can still watch him race pro.
Yeah, I think it's nice that they give them an outlet to still race at like a professional-ish level, even though they're not in the pro class. Like they still treat it like the pros, which I think is good and respectful to them.
Yeah, I think so too. Pedro Benalcazar, top 8 in the Olympics.
Oh, top 8.
That's an easy call.
That's easy. So just pick a random pick out of the 24 or at least 16 guys that are in the top 16. Yeah.
I will actually. The quarterfinals are going to be easier this year because there's only going to be 6 people instead of 8.
That's crazy, hey.
Yeah, so you only have
I
to be two people to make it into the semi, which is going to be, it's easier for sure.
I can't. I know we're circling back around, but I can't believe it's 24 not 32.
Yeah,
What a joke.
it is a joke. It's really frustrating.
Yeah. From same guy, Jillian. Oversized 20 wheels. Thoughts?
I think it should. I don't think you should be allowed to race them. To be
I,
honest,
I think it's dumb.
hot take, but you should have to race just 20 inch.
Yeah, it is what it is. Stay in our lane. We're in our lane. Stay in our lane.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crap. You can use those, to be honest.
Yeah.
From Guns underscore Ringle, better tires for rainy day. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't change them unless it was like super slot fest. Then I would put on knobby tires, but otherwise I wouldn't probably change
Yeah, I'm the same way on that. Because our tracks nowadays, they're pretty grippy, and I think a knobby tire would be way slipperier on the tracks we race nowadays, unless we're on a track like Phoenix when we had the mudder in Phoenix. Then I think
Yeah.
you need to throw some knobs on because you're in mud, you're in
them.
slop.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, but if we're racing Rock Hill, where it's like the track's actually no different when it's wet,
Yeah.
then we don't really need anything different.
From Thunder Midget in the chat, should there be a Vet Masters Pro category, say 40 and over? I think the category now is fine.
Yeah, what is it? 30? Is it? I know Vet Pro in the US is 33. Is it different from Masters?
Masters is 30 and over, I think.
Really?
I think so.
So
Like
okay.
UCI Masters, I think is 30 and over.
That seems a little young.
It's a graphic.
Yeah, that seems a little young right now. How many guys are 30 and there's a lot of people. Joris could race it.
Yeah. Actually,
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Someone needs to come in the chat right now and tell us if it's 30 or not.
Yeah, it's 30 and over, I think. Yeah.
That's unreal.
So Joris is eligible. Fucking.
Who else is in Joris's category? Like that age category?
Wow, good question. Rosende?
Is Dino?
Dino, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Nick Graff. Vincent
Crazy.
Pellaward could race it.
That seems so wrong to me.
Yeah,
They need to up that number a little bit.
It's shocking.
Yeah, that is shocking.
All right, one word answers.
Let's do it.
Cats.
I'm a big cat guy. If anybody knows me, knows I love cats. A lot of people don't like cats. I love cats. Amanda's cat here. Literally, I can't take any food out without the cat just jumping on the counter trying to go after the food. I literally, before we started the show, I had a bag of rice on the counter. I thought the bag of rice would be fine. I walk into this room. I hear the rice go everywhere. It's crazy, but I love cats.
We've had some clarification. The new Vet Pro rule is 30 and over. So you race 30 and over in the US for vet.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's leave this one word. I'm going to skip that. That's going to be the end. Japanese food.
Love it. I could actually fucking kill for some sushi right now, to be honest.
Gosh, me too. I haven't had sushi in a long time. I would love some sushi right now.
Sal, we're going to get sushi tonight.
Speaking of food, I think last show when I said I was really getting into Thai, I meant to say curry.
Well, that's Thai.
Okay, because we like Thai a lot. We go for Thai all the time. But I meant to say curry because you kind of started getting me into the curry
a
couple years ago, and then I've been into it a little more now.
Well, there's Indian curry and Thai curry, both really similar, but yeah.
Okay, Indian curry then is what I'm thinking.
Indian curry is fucking good, super fucking good.
Yeah, I'm starting to like that.
I like Thai curry too, but I typically go for a pad Thai.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get Asian food tonight super bad. Like I'm thinking pad Thai or sushi.
I'm making Indian food tonight. I'm making curry tonight. I already have it stewing right now.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Noise.
Yeah, what are you on noise guy? I realize like I can get pretty irritated with noise. I use the white noise app when the room's too quiet, but then I have a fan in the room that clicks a little bit. Can't stand it. I have to turn the fan off because it clicks. And then when I'm in a car, my music has to be like a medium. I don't like people that just blast their music unless we're jamming out. I don't like when it's blasted.
I have to sleep with white noise now. I got to sleep with a fan or like some white noise. So I always sleep with a fan or like the white noise app on my phone. I haven't slept in like dead quiet in forever, and I feel like it would be super weird for me now. And I realized too, like when I'm working, when I'm like programming or whatever, I like to have the TV on in the background.
Okay.
I like to have some background noise, but like when I had to really focus on like school and stuff, I had to be dead quiet.
Really? Okay.
which is weird because I think with school, like when you're actually studying, trying to memorize something, I couldn't have the stimulation of like the
Have something
TV.
else.
It's
Yeah.
really distracting. But like when I'm like working on programming, so I'm not like trying to memorize it, you're just like working. Then I can have like music or something in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I get that. Yeah.
But like in school, yeah, I needed fucking dead quiet.
Yeah. Need to focus here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Loose or tight?
Okay, depending on what, the answer could be very different. We'll just leave it at that.
I was thinking there could be multiple options. Like gear wise, I'm a big fan of tighter gear or tight gear. Not tight,
Like,
tight. Like I want it fitted. I don't want baggy
we're
strap.
talking the UCI Cycling Center is a little too tight, guys. You gotta.
Oh,
It's a little. This might be my rant. You gotta loosen up a little. We're not road cyclists. Like Liam and the crew, you guys gotta loosen your shit up a little. I like it. I'm talking like I like it to fit like when we're wearing like track pants or like a long sleeve shirt. That
yeah.
kind of fitting is really good. It should not be skin tight. It looks so stupid. That's not our sport. Just lock it up now. It's actually, I think it's illegal in our sport too.
What happened to the pinch test? There's no pinching on those pants and those jerseys that those guys are wearing.
No, Simon is off wearing fucking Lululemon tights over his shin pads, and it looks ridiculous. So lock that up, guys. We're not going to yoga. We're not going to yoga class here. We're racing. We're racing BMX. So
we're racing BMX. We're not road cyclists either. We're not skin tight. We're BMX.
But that being said, I like my stuff to fit like clothes, like nice fitted track pants or nice fitted pants and nice like long sleeve shirt. That's the way the gear is meant to be. I hate baggy gear. Awful.
Not a fan. Yeah.
No.
Can't stand.
Looks dumb, feels dumb, and it's honestly slower. You're like a kite.
You are like a sail out there in the wind.
Seriously, yeah. iPad or laptop? Ooh.
I've been a huge iPad guy for YouTube, but starting to convert over to my laptop a little bit more. But I'm a big iPad guy. You just flick over the iPad, put YouTube on, Netflix. It's the best.
I got to work on my laptop, but then I have my laptop is like my working device, and then I have my iPad beside the bed, and that's like my before bed like watch videos on. It's just easier to maneuver, and it's just like super easy to hold, and it's just that's my fun device.
That's the fun. That's the laid back casual device.
Yeah. The laptop's a work device. The iPad's the fun device.
Does your laptop still make those weird noises?
No, actually. Wow.
That's good. That's good. I was going to ask.
Come to think of it, it went away. Oh, wow. You know what? It's funny. I haven't even thought about it because it hasn't made the noises in a while.
Tori's laptop used to make this noise where it would randomly just sound like it was like popcorn crackling underneath this thing.
Sound like popcorn, yeah.
And he'd like pick it up and like slap the bottom of it, like just hit it and like try to get it to stop. And it's hilarious. And
wow, it's funny you mentioned that. I haven't heard it in months.
I thought my computer bit the dust last week because it started doing this weird noise, like, and I had to like shut it down, and I thought it was hit the dust, but that's why I asked. Last one, the Masters,
a tournament unlike any other.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we watched the quick weekly golf check-in and the show. Watched the Masters yesterday. Gotta say, it was probably the most boring Masters I've watched, just because it was such a dominant performance. But did you see? So Hideki Matsuyama, a Japanese dude, won. Even you non-golfers will think this is awesome. So obviously he's multimillionaire. Won the biggest tournament you can in golf. People took photos of him like walking through like Atlanta or something, holding the green jacket, like flying commercial, which those guys fly private and net jets and whatever. He was just walking through the airport with the green jacket. There's a photo of him like holding the green jacket in line to get on the plane, and also like he was just sitting in the terminal with the green jacket like over one of the chairs.
That was so cool, was it not?
Yeah, that's equivalent to like winning the Olympics and then just like holding your gold medal over a chair in the airport.
Literally, that is the most prestigious trophy, prize, anything in golf world. Yeah. So it is the equivalent of the Olympic gold medal. So to literally just be like casually walking through the airport with your earbuds in, scrolling Instagram probably on his phone, just holding a jacket was next level cool.
Oh, that's I
just like the guy so much more after seeing that.
Dude, what a humble guy. Like I like him way more. Like, not that I never did like him, but like that's so cool. Like I really like him. He and that's like fucking Federer winning Wimbledon and then just like waiting in line at fucking Alaska Airlines with the trophy.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You just know, you don't expect to see that. When you do, you're like, wow, he's just a normal dude.
Why is he not flying private?
I have no idea, dude. I have
Like
no.
he
I.
literally just won like $3 million, and he's flying. Like if I'm making millions, I'm flying private everywhere.
You'd think. I mean, millionaires stay millionaires by not spending a lot of money, but like he's making millions often. So I don't know.
Travels, like I wouldn't. Travel's the one thing I wouldn't cheap out on. Like I'm flying in comfort.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like I don't care about buying 18 cars. I am flying private.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like I hate traveling commercial. I mean, I've
Yeah.
never not traveled commercial, so I have no idea what it's like traveling private. But it just seems like commercial sucks. Like,
But
can you
just like,
imagine flying private? It'd
yeah,
be sick.
that's so cool. He must be first class. He must
Yeah,
be flying at least first class. Like I would hope. Can you imagine he's flying just 37 middle,
I
37E?
like literally. It's I can't because it's that ridiculous. I can't.
But I think it's fucking, what a humble dude. That's fucking
Very
awesome.
humble.
Yeah.
One of the other cool moments I thought was when his caddy went to take the flag off the pin, the last flag stick, and as he was leaving, he bowed to the course and left.
Yeah. Super respectful. That's super cool.
That's like, fuck, that was so cool. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know the tournament wasn't very exciting. It got exciting for a couple holes when he put one in the water, but then
Yeah.
Shoffley put one in the water after. Well, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Who?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Okay, I don't think I was it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah.
Anyways, and then it kind of looked like it was going to get exciting, but it wasn't. So the tournament wasn't that cool. But after the fact, because he won, he was the first Japanese player to win the
Yeah.
tournament. So cool.
Yeah. I love that.
Gosh, my boy JT dicked me.
Yeah. He blew the tournament on one hole.
Seriously, Saturday
Yeah.
he literally blew all his chances, all his hopes and dreams on
He
one
did.
hole.
He did.
I wanted to crawl into a hole after that.
He did. Yeah.
So
All right. Well, people, thanks for joining us for Chatter Radio 17. Thanks to all you people on YouTube listening. Thanks to you people listening on the car ride at the track, or, in the shower, scrubbing yourself, cleaning yourself naked. We appreciate you listening.
what do you think the most random spot somebody's listening to the show right now?
I've taken it. They're in the bathroom for sure.
Someone's probably taking a dump right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say taking a dump, or in the shower, like naked. People, you know what? People are listening to us talk right now naked. Just picture that.
I don't want to picture that. I don't know who it is. I mean, maybe I do want to picture it. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But like,
just body wash naked. Yeah, that's happening
just
right
lotion
now.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I listen to podcasts naked in the shower all the time. So.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, yeah. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it.
Next,
winning starts with a great gate. Can't wait to have some great gates over in Italy. I want to be on a pro gate soon. I haven't been on a pro gate for a little while. I want to be on it.
Yeah, you'll be getting some great gates on those soon.
Yeah. Motorsheets.com, guys. You guys need timing systems and scoring systems for your track. It's 2021. We keep track of times and scores. So go to motorsheets.com. Next show we do, I'll be over in Italy, T. It's going to be quite the scheduling ordeal, I'm sure.
Of course you will, pal.
Of course. So glad we got this one in now. And great show.
Snap on green, people. Really important. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Snap on green.